wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap.
Cut the music. Cut the music. Listen. Want to give a happy Friday to all you Bama's out there. I am snowed in once again. The kids are out of school once again. And I am here giving you another expose once again. Now, once again, I want to reiterate. People have told me, Scotty, hey, listen, love the gunshots. Love the new subscribers. Love the gunshot, love the bombs. But when I'm doing these exposés, I gotta keep it low key. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing these exposés, I'm gonna keep it low key. Let me say this. A lot of this information you've seen before, right? What this show is a compilation of everything right? New stuff, old stuff, stuff you probably heard before. It's a compilation of everything. Because what I want to show you is I want to give it a big picture of everything, because what I'm sick and tired of, and I'm telling you this right now, I'm so sick and tired of it. Listen, man, it's off script. I'm gonna keep it up. Von is a better man than me. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Von's a better man than me, because there's no way that I could have Stephen Gaither right down the hallway and you talking about my institution like you know. Like, Brody, you bring me on the show to be the FAMU insider, but yet and still you're making articles like you know. We would have to have a conversation, like, for real. Like, bro, like, I want y'all to think about this. Before I get started, I really want y'all to think about this. Do you think, just my personal opinion, do you think that when Dion and Neely was there, that Stephen Gaither nor Tolly Carr would go against what Neely was telling them? Because we all know how much they was dick riding Neely and behind the scenes Jackson. I ain't seen no Von Wilson. I ain't seen no Von Wilson interviews. I ain't hear nothing about FAMU other than when Von Wilson was writing the article. It wasn't no one-on-one, none of that. So to me, all right, I'm going to leave that alone. Because, then they be like, oh, Scotty, conspiracy, you a hater, all this. I ain't see it. I ain't see it. Like I said, Von Wilson's a better man than me, because I'd be like, bro, you bring me on the show to give you the FAMU inside, and then you gonna go completely against the grain of what I'm telling you what's going on in the inside. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, but neither here nor there. All right, listen, I had to get that out my chest. That was really bothering me. Listen, this show has been heavy on me for the past 24 hours. I thought about going live last night at midnight, but I was like, nah, I'm going to chill, and I'm going to get all my stuff, because I didn't listen, I was on time today. That's how you know I'm not playing with this show. I was on time. I did all my slides. Everything's done, good, and I got everything. So we on it. We on it today. So let's get into it. Right? So you already know why we're here. Want to make this very clear. Today's show is sponsored by the word allegedly. All views and opinions of today's shows are alleged. Once again, today's show is sponsored by the word allegedly. All the views and opinions of today's shows are all alleged. Now, there might be some truth to a lot of this, because it's me. I'm talking, so it's going to be some facts, some receipts, some proof. But I can't officially say it because, it's just the nature of the business. But, a lot of you can take it as alleged. A lot of this is true. But allegedly, sponsored by the word allegedly. Now, I usually would start with a little FAMU foolishness. It's no music today. No music, no fun, no games. I'm trying to, if my brother Kofi was here and he had the opportunity to speak, because he would speak on this FAMU foolishness of what has transpired at FAMU. But there's no music today. There's no, ain't none of that. It's just another episode of FAMU foolishness, of what is transpiring at the highest of 7 Hills. So here we go. Now, how we got this team. And anybody who doesn't know, if you don't know who that person is on the shoulder of Larry Robinson, that is his little minion, swiper, no swiping. Right? How we got this team. And once again, it's nothing I haven't touched on before, but I want to make it very clear because what I've been seeing is a lot of this, right? Which is a great question, Coach Sewell. Great question. It's, it's like when you start a thing like maybe it's none of my business, like it's like saying with no disrespect, disrespect's coming. You're about to be in somebody's business, right? So this is a young man speaking on a situation that he's just getting it from Twitter, right? Don't know if he has a personal relationship with Tiffany. I don't know. Don't care. But he said this, which is a great question. because I know that's coming. But I'm going to say this. Saying someone who has worked in nearly every capacity within the athletic department and mostly at HBCUs isn't qualified to be an AD is crazy to me. What's crazy to me is just because you've coached in certain levels does not make you qualified to be a head coach. Let me say that again slower for the people in the back. Just because you've coached does not make you qualified to be a head coach. That's why you see people fail at being what? A head coach. I could have gone through the scouting department, DB coach, running back coach, quarterback coach. Does not mean I'm qualified to be a head coach. Does not mean that I shouldn't get the opportunity to prove that whether or not I'm qualified. But just because I've done it all doesn't mean I'm qualified to be a head coach. Now, I might be able to get the interview to be seen like, hey, we're thinking about bringing you on, but it doesn't mean I should just automatically be given a job because I've worked everything through football. That's just not how stuff works. Some people feel like you're a fit. Some people feel like you might not be a good fit, right? Just because she's worked in every capacity of whatever does not make her qualified to be an AD at FAMU. Okay, let me break this down even further, right? Because it's not just, and this is the problem we have with Coach Sewell. Coach Sewell was like, you're calling her unqualified. What I'm calling her unqualified for is the position of AD at FAMU. And the reason I'm calling her unqualified is because 18 other people said she was not qualified for this position. And a lot of you don't see, you know, the thing about journalism, which I have no degree in, I have no understanding in, but I do have an understanding in research. Right. The one thing about me, when I grab onto something, right, I like to dig deep into it. Right. I really do. Most times I'm laissez-faire, I'm cool, chill back. But when something really bothers me, I really dig deep into it. Right. So a lot of you don't know who was actually on said committee. Right. Because I think you can't just say, oh, Scotty, there's a committee. Right. And then I don't tell you who was on the said committee to tell you why they felt that person's credentials was good enough to say, hey, you shouldn't be. Take me to the slide, DJ. Now, let's just look at some of these people of the 18, of the FAMU 18, that were a part of this committee, because a lot of you probably forgot. Oh, but I got slides for days. Remember, I told you this is a cornucopia of information over all the shows I've done in regards to how we got here, right? Let's go through this FAMU committee. Shantae Friday Stroud, PhD, Vice President, University of Advancement, Executive Director, FAMU Foundation, and School of Business and Industry Dean. I think she might be qualified. Selvin Cobb, Rattlers Booster President. He's currently on it right now. Thomas Dortch, member FAMU Board of Trustees. He might be qualified. Ken Neighbors, FAMU Foundation Board member. Maybe. Eddie Jackson, President 220 Club. That's you might like him, might not. Kenesha Thomas, Faculty Senate Representative. You might not. Let's keep it going. Jamie Shute, baseball coach. Maybe. Joseph Long Name, Vice President of Audit. Maybe he might know something. Just maybe. Allison Watson, PhD, Dean of College of Education. Maybe she might know something. Now, these are the people, not on the football, not on the I want to find a football coach committee. Not that. No. This was the committee to find the AD. That's what you guys fail to this is what some of these Bamas fail to realize. So when people jump on Twitter, talk sideways, talking about oh, this is misogyny. Oh, they're trying to bring a black woman down. Oh, they don't want to see her rise and give her a chance. There was 18 qualified. Because I know a lot of you Bamas in the chat got letters behind your name. A lot of you Bamas on Twitter got letters behind your name. And the fact of the matter is, you love to brag about them. Oh, you love to brag about them. How I had to get my master's and what I had to do to get my PhD and what I had to get my doctorate and what I had to do. So now when the same people with them same letters behind their name, they say, you know what? I don't think she's qualified. I don't want to put my name on that. I don't want to vote for her. Now they hating? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not hate. It's misogyny. No, you know what? It's not misogyny. It's trying to bring a black woman down when we're telling you that 18 qualified people with a lot of letters behind their name said, you know what? She's not qualified. 18 people that the nuclear physicists put together to pick his AD said she was unqualified to do said position. But let Stephen Gaither tell you they trying to bring a black woman down. Let Antoine Sewell tell you she qualified. Let all the randoms on Twitter tell you you're trying to stop a black woman from shining. And then I'm gonna stand on this. Everybody's getting on the Rattler Nation blog telling people that she shows up late to work. If that doesn't go, what? I got people telling me, oh, Scotty, this is this and this is. I'm like, bro, all they did was say she's usually late. Today she's on time. I mean, literally. All they said was, usually she's late, but today she's on time. And she doesn't live that far from campus. That's all they said. But it's stalker, it's sassy, it's messy, it's all this dumb stuff. If it's true, it's true. Because the thing about it is, and I said it on my last show, at the end of the day, everybody be clocking everybody. And you don't know how close that Rattler Nation blog works with her. So if the girl late, she late. And at the end of the day, if she was doing her job at the highest level, nobody would give a damn. If it was Courtney Gaucher and somebody said, oh, Courtney always late, they be like, I don't give two shits. Courtney be bringing in over millions of dollars. That Bama can show up 2 hours late. You see the difference? And it's no different than people at your job. You know people that show up late to work that are so damn good at their job, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Hey man, he just be coming in late. He just, hey, hey, what's up, John? He just come in late. Cause everybody know it don't matter. He's still the best person in the job. But when you suck at your job, you weren't qualified to be in the position, everybody's clocking you. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to these letters, right? Tyrell Whitley, FAMU Foundation board member, president and CEO of Liquid Soul. Not Soul Glow, but Liquid Soul. Maybe he might know a little thing about money, fundraising, being an AD at FAMU. Just maybe a little bit. Ebenezer Oraku, PhD, athletic faculty liaison. This the same Bama that is on the committee for finding the football coach. So he probably was the same one that said, hey, nah, she ain't right. Ezelind Ali, PhD. That makes a lot of letters. It's a lot of letters. Let's continue on. Rochelle Gold Theater, Houston tennis coach. Maybe she don't know. Maybe. I'll take a tennis coach out. Maybe she was one that voted for it. Michael Crumley, Student Government Association. Maybe he know, maybe he don't. Brandon Tatum Frederick, cheerleading coach. William E. Hudson, PhD, Vice President for Student Affairs. Maybe he might know a little something. James Moran, PhD, FAMU, NAA, Vice President. Maybe he might know a little something. Just maybe. And then Curtis Taylor, Rattler F Club, the same Bama who's on there now talking about how we need a coach. Okay? He the same one. So all these Bamas, I want to be very clear, were the ones that said she should not be in contention for the job. It wasn't 18 students. It wasn't 18 Joe Schmoes. It was 18 people who either had allegiance to FAMU, had been involved with FAMU, foundation they know what FAMU is. That's the reason you put together a committee of people from FAMU. So when I say she's unqualified, let me be very clear and concise with my answer. She was unqualified for the FAMU job. Doesn't mean she's unqualified for a D2 school. Does not mean she's unqualified for D3, NIA, whatever. But for the AD position, she was looked at as unqualified. So anything that comes from here on out has to be put on the nuclear physicist, swiper no swiping, Larry ass Robinson. Because he went rogue just like his counterpart when hiring the AD. So explain to me this. Why would an AD who was personally handpicked by the president, not feel as though she has the wherewithal to also go left and do whatever the hell she wants to do in hiring the football coach? Do we not see the parallel? Do we not see the parallel? Because what she's going to go back to him, right? Her president who went left to pick her is, hey, you trusted your gut when picking me. Why won't you let me trust my gut when picking the head coach? Sounds like a reasonable statement. Sounds like a reasonable request. That's how you get Sean Gibbs being snuck in the back door between him, Larry Robinson, swiper no swiping, and the board of trustees chair, her sorrow, and them saying, yeah, I see no issues with this. And she disregards every DSO in the hiring of the potential hiring of Sean Gibbs. So it's essentially a pattern of leadership. There's a pattern from Larry Robinson to go left and do it. And the thing about it is, this really needs to, this has to be a stain. Like, we can't keep letting Larry Robinson moonwalk out of this situation. Board of trustee members cannot continue to allow Larry Robinson to moonwalk his ass. I mean, this man is like Tales from the Crypt moonwalking his ass out of situations. There should be FAMU people, the big donors should be calling Larry Robinson and say, man, listen, bro, why did you put us in this position? Explain to me, nuclear physicist, you can't be that dumb. You put together a FAMU 18-person committee, which takes you over 2 months to make a selection in your AD. And they do all that work to come down to a final selection where this woman is nowhere to be found, and you pick Tiffany-dawn Sykes. Like, I know a lot of people give Tiffany hell because it's deserving, but you gotta drop that same plate or even more on Larry Robinson. You have to drop it on him. You have to. Because if it wasn't for him going left and making this decision, you wouldn't be in the boat that I'm about to put you in. And when I'm telling you I'm about to put you in a boat, oh, be very clear. I'm about to put y'all asses in some boat. It kills me. It absolutely kills me. So let's also remember this. Let's also remember this. Is the Rattler Nation blog from the NAA gave her a vote of no confidence, 18-3. Now, what's funny to me is you wouldn't really be going through this vote of no confidence. Well, I won't even go there because I won't go there. The vote of no confidence, what you have to understand is, see, this is what people are failing to realize. The same people that gave her a vote of no confidence are some of the same people that were on the committee. I'm going to let that sizzle in your spirit. I'm going to let that sizzle in your spirit. The same Bamas, because she got 2 votes of no confidence, right? The same Bamas that were on this board were also a part of, some of them were part of the committee that said she shouldn't have been an AD. So there is a lot to it's a lot to untwine in this. It's a lot. Because once again, if you don't understand the beginning, you will never understand the end of how we got here. It's like reading the Bible, right? People will manipulate the scripture, but you got to read the context. You got to read the whole text to get what the scripture is talking about. Right? So you see people grabbing headlines and saying they're beating up on a black woman and FAMU stands together and all. But when you see the whole context, it's so funny. I literally had an AD call me yesterday and said, Scotty, at first I didn't agree with you. But then after I got the full picture of everything that was going on, I watched the board of trustee meeting. I watched the search committee. I watched your show. I watched some other shows. I got the full picture and I can come to the conclusion that she messed up. It's very, if an AD, right? If an AD, right, of a former D1, right, who's now at a D2 can see, he can see, like, bro, like at first I wasn't rocking with you. He told me this is what he told me. He said, Scotty, you don't understand the position. You don't understand that. When he first called me, right? When he first called me and told me, he's like, hey, Scotty, man, I don't really agree with how you're doing this and doing that, whoop-de-whoop, because this is a part of athletics, this is part of athletics, and he's breaking it all down to me. I just let him talk. I said, okay, you have your opinion, I have mine, right? Then he goes back and watches everything and then comes back to me the next day and says, you know what? Yeah, Scotty, you got me on that one. You're right. So it's not just, it's people in her profession also saying, yes, she's not moving right. She's not moving correctly because you can't move without the DSOs. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that as well. We'll get into all that. Now, let's talk about this. Oh, this is hot right here. And this is what I want to say. For every FAMU, for every person, it's 500 people on here right now. Some of you Bamas are pretty high up. Let me tell you, when I break this story down, you need to be on the first freaking phone call calling Swiper No Swiping and Tiffany-dawn Sykes. Because when I break this shit down right here, somebody needs to be on a freaking phone call ASAP. ASAP. Because this right here, how you're treating a non-revenue sport is not appropriate. The only reason this isn't in the headline, right? Because one, watch, I bet you this. Let me tell you this, and watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. I dare you guys to go to Fox News right now. I dare you guys to go to HBCU Sports right now. I dare you guys to go to that, right? After I break this show, after I'm done with this show, I bet you each one of them will have an article about it. Won't mention me. Will put the TikTok in the article and then write it like I ain't say nothing about it. But I'll continue. I digress. Let's get into it. Now, Shamaria Johnson, right? And I wanted to make sure I put up her accolades to let you know this girl ain't no scrub, right? This ain't no, oh, I'm just here to, no. This ain't it. This girl was the bowler of the week, MVP of her tournament, right? Let me tell you what she put. Let me show you what she puts on TikTok. And don't worry if it goes too fast. I got all the screenshots, so we gonna be Gucci. This is what she puts on her TikTok. Let me read it to you. Most people don't even know our school has a bowling team on scholarship. I'll continue. So it's surprising that most also don't know that nearly the entire starting team has had their scholarships revoked and are no longer on the roster. I'll continue. And if you want to see this for yourself, her TikTok is SJ Bowler. Let me blow this up. On November 19th, I was titled MVP and Conference Player of the Week. Less than 2 weeks later, I replied to my coach's email emphasizing my commitment to prioritizing my studies during dead finals week over practice. Now, let me be clear. I could have sworn it's called student athlete. Because that's what all you old heads say. That's what all administrators say. That's what everybody who don't want to give a player their value, they say, oh, you're a student first. Student comes first. Student comes first. This kid, Shamaria, said, I prioritized my studies. So first of all, Larry Robinson should be on this call ASAP. Should be on this call ASAP. Because if this is true and she put her studies over an athlete, over being an athlete, that's her job, right? That's her job, right? Student athlete. Okay, let's continue. Continue on. It says, and I'll blow up. I got the blow up, so you good. On December 1st, with 30 minutes remaining in practice, I was pulled aside by my coach and dismissed from the team. In the little font, it says, I was called disrespectful for my replying to her email and my energy a cancer to the team. Let's continue. It says, unfortunately, okay, I got the blow up, so we good. So unable to afford attending the institution without athletic aid. Let me bring it down just a little bit. There you go. Here we go. My teammates walked out of practice in solidarity with me. Unfortunately, that very act caused their scholarships to be. Now, I'm telling you right now, if there's a booster, first of all, let me tell you who should be calling. Tiffany. Anybody, Tiffany from ESPN, she went to FAMU on a bowling scholarship. So if you're a sorrow of Tiffany from FAMU, you need to be texting her and telling her about her bowling program. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So for her teammate, for them, now this is what, listen, this is what a team is all about, sticking together. So her teammates, this is bowling. Her teammates came together in solidarity for her and walked out of practice. And in their protest, they all got their scholarships revoked. Let's continue. Unable to attend the institution without athletic aid, one transfer and the others simply dropped out. Now, my understanding is that's not what HBCUs are all about. My understanding is this is not what HBCUs are all about. Let's continue. Let's continue. It gets better. It gets better. Now, applauses. Now, without even discussion of these events that have occurred in the final weeks of fall semester, the head coach has garnered an entire new team of walk-ons to take to the conference roundup. Let's continue. It's sad because I was still thinking somehow my girls and I could have one more chance together. But I realize now that that's not happening. So, once again, I want it to be very clear. This ain't no scrub. This ain't no scrub. This is a bowler of the week. This is an MVP who was kicked off the team. Now, I got all the clips, you know what I'm saying? So if you missed something, I got them all. All this is what she wrote in the video, right? This is what she wrote. This is what she wrote underneath the TikTok on Instagram. It says, I wrote individual letters because I know what you Bama's gonna ask. Scotty, did she send? Did she send this out? Scotty, did she do this? Scotty, did she do her job? Did she go through the process? I wrote letters, individual letters to multiple officials. Athletic director, sports admin, director of compliance, president, Man, I'm hot. I'm hot. I am burning up right now because this is what I'm talking about. When everybody comes at me and they say, Scotty, you always do this and you always exposing this, because when people try to do it the right way, shit don't get done. Shit don't get done. Why does this girl have to take the TikTok? Why? Why did the PV volleyball team have to go on TikTok to talk about how bad their coach was? Because nobody wants to believe them. But then when I bring it on my platform and I expose it for all to see, then I'm the bad guy. I'm the one putting HBCU dirt. The girl did her job. She went through the processes she's supposed to go through. And look at what your favorite AD, your favorite black girl Magic, the one that nobody likes because we all hating on her. It's all misogyny. The AD scheduled a meeting with me only to cancel it the day before and never reschedule. I hope to have a positive outcome similar to yours. Thank you for your support and advice. I'm going to read that again for you. The AD scheduled a meeting with me only to cancel it the day before and never reschedule. Now, who is if you're I want to be very clear. I'm telling you this. I'm always going to be on the student athlete side until I can't no more. You know why? Because what is this young lady supposed to do when she does all the procedures? She writes the letters. She sends the emails. She talks to whoever she didn't go to Allison Posey. She didn't go bashing you in the Tallahassee Democrat. She didn't do that. Right? She didn't go running to Scotty on the Offscript. She didn't go do that. She did the proper procedures of writing letters, telling people, doing what she's supposed to do, and her whole team. You know what? You know what gets better than this? It gets better. Oh, it gets so much better. Now, Capri Howard, this is the bowling coach. Oh, it gets so much better. You know, the thing about what's funny, the thing about God is my grandma used to say it always gonna come out in the wash. She would say that about, she's like, baby, it always come out in the wash. Because what I'm gonna show you today is I'm gonna show you the flip side of Tiffany Sykes. I'm gonna show you the flip side, right? Because she talked big game, but she completely goes against everything she says. So let's go here, right? Let's go here. Capri Howard, you say, Scotty. First of all, you know that's FAMU's requirement. You gotta look good. That's if you want to do anything at FAMU, you gotta look good. That's just number one. Scotty, you're asking me what's her resume? Well, let's see her resume. Capri Howard, head coach, Florida A&M vice president, director of named Capri Howard as the woman. I ain't never seen that as a headline. I ain't never seen somebody. Well, anyway, she bragging about how she hired this woman on the graph. That's cool. Let's read on. At Jackson State University, Howard showcased exceptional talent and leadership as the bowling team member from 2017 to 2021. Now, let me get this straight. If she would, let me get this math right. She was just a player, 3 years ago? She was just a player 3 years ago? How in the blue hell did she get a job as a Division I head coach 3 years ago? Okay, let's continue on. Her outstanding performance earned her an honor of being a 4-time All-SWAC team member, and she played a crucial role in the team's success with 3 SWAC championships appearances. Following her successful undergraduate journey, Capri Howard continued to pursue her passion for bowling and education. She is pursuing a Master of Science in Digital Media for Valparaiso University with a projection graduation date of May 2024. While Valparaiso University, she served as a graduate. I'm looking for the head coaching experience. I'm looking for the head. Anybody seen the head? Okay. All right. Yeah, I was looking for the head coaching experience because what's funny to me is we'll get there. Let's review the team before and after, right? So before, this is what the team looked like before, right? Let me scroll down. See all the pictures on the left-hand side? On the left-hand side. All right. All these, see, you got A. Olay, F. Olay, E. Holmes, E. Sturk, Shamaria Johnson, J. Ship, S. Harris. Y'all see all those names? That was the old team. That was the old team. Now, you won't be able to find this because I did a little finagling to get it. But let me show you what happens when you click on Shamari Johnson. Let me show you what happens. I click on it. Now, this is the new team, right? This is the new team. That's it. Let me go to the roster real quick. This is it. This is the roster. Hannah Burton, no picture, full bio, nada, walk on, right? Michaela Jackson, senior. Let's click on this full bio. Nada, nothing, walk on. Let's look at Amaya Edmond. Look, nothing. So this is the new team. These are the girls she's talking about. That's crazy to me. Let's continue on. Now, what's funny to me is, that's some good water. Now, I want to be very clear. If you remember, now, what I don't want to hear is this. This is what I don't want to hear. Oh, Scotty, that's football. Now, let me just say this. Basic. Looking for a Division I head coach should at least have the experience should at least have experience, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we? Now, I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. For anybody telling me, Scotty, that's football. This is bowling. You telling me you can't find a bowling head coach? You telling me you can't find a white bowling head coach for a cheap price? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, that's basic. This is a basic requirement. College head coaching experience with a good competitive record. I mean, you can copy and paste that in any D1. Any D1 program is going to copy and paste college head coaching experience. That's copy and paste. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not asking for you to be a champion. That's just basics. That's just to get the interview. Okay. I listen, I'm on one today. It's real funny to me. It's just real funny to me how your non-revenue sports, I'm gonna let this sizzle in your spirit real quick. I'm gonna just let that. Now, mind you, this is copy and paste. College head coaching experience. Guess how many years they have together? Ooh, not separate, not apart, not distance. Guess how many years together as a coach? Head coach, not assistant, head coach. How much head coaching experience between the two?
Oh, goddamn.
Oh, take your time. Oh, take your time. Take your time. Listen, what bothers me is this. Everybody gets up in arms about football. Everybody gives up in arms about the big dog. Nobody cares about softball. Nobody runs and cares about baseball. Nobody runs and cares about track and cross country, badminton, lacrosse, soccer. They let those, I'm telling you, y'all programs let losers be in head coaching positions for over 10 to 15 years just because you're like, nobody cares about that sport. We just need a body. And we'll happily pay them a paycheck to lose. But it's funny to me how much of a stickler, listen, how much of a stickler she is for football, but you're not holding the standard across the ball. You're not holding the standard. You're not holding a banner of standard across your hires to where they all need to have head coaching experience. They all need to have APR experience. They all need to understand, transfer portal, NIL. You're not keeping that same standard across the board. Now, if you don't want to talk about the NIL and transfer portal because bowling people ain't getting that, that's cool. But at least keep the standard across the board of head coaching experience. At least, I mean, that's the least you can do. But once again, I'm sorry. This is misogyny. This is the definition of misogyny. We're hating. You didn't know we're hating. We don't like a black woman being in charge. No, we don't like that. Who likes a black woman being in charge? We don't care for that. We're just looking for good old-fashioned hate. in misogyny. You know, just she's just super qualified and just can't get shit right. I mean, just oh man, like this is quintessentially misogyny at its highest peak. Oh man, how can you not see it? But a lot of people don't do journalism. A lot of people just jump on and say whatever they want and do whatever they like, and but I'm the bad guy. Oh man, Scotty, he can't do shit right. Oh, he just all he wants to do is bash HBCUs, and oh my God. No, what I like to do is protect student athletes. What I like to do is expose dumb shit. And at any point in time, if you don't like nothing, finances, oh my God, it just keeps getting better. We haven't even got to the finances. No, we haven't even touched fundraising. I've just told you how she got the job, how she got a vote of no confidence, how she's running FAMU athletics. I haven't even got to the money yet. Ain't this some shit? Ain't this some shit? That's crazy. I ain't even got the cherry on top. We ain't even got there. But I'm just setting the scene. That's all I'm just dropping breadcrumbs along the way. That's all I'm doing. I'm just out here, you know, dropping breadcrumbs along the way, hoping y'all follow me. That's all. Just hoping y'all follow me along this path or journey. Now, let me bring this tweet up, right? Let me bring this tweet up. Somebody tweeted at me and says, "DownFall, we just won 3 SWAC championships just last year, not football related, in golf," didn't spell it right, "volleyball, esports, and 3rd place in bowling." Now, if this is about Larry and them, then there may be a point, but our institution as a whole is still very competitive in athletics. See, this is what gets HBCUs hemmed up. This is what got Bethune-Cookman hemmed up, right? Is because your winning does not dictate how it's ran. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Your success in your program does not determine how it's being ran. You can have success and still be running a bad program. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, the wins and victory is not, yeah, I know, all right. You know, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know, you're right. Ooh, that's a good point. You got me on that one, right? The championships doesn't tell you that your program is being run. Your athletic department is being ran correctly. Let me just make that very clear. Yeah, you can have the individual awards, but is your athletic department being ran correctly? Because I can give credit to coaches making lemonade out of lemons, right? Or making a gourmet meal out of whatever's left in the pantry. I can give coaches credit for that. But how your athletic department is being ran is the stamp of approval. Champion, let me be very clear. Unless the person hires said coach, those championships do not fall on the AD. Let me just say that, like Ashley Robinson can sit back and say, listen, I've hired Mo Williams. He's killing it. I've hired Tamika Reed. She's killing it. I've hired Deion Sanders. He's killing it. He can sit back because those are his hires. Willie Simmons at PV, I hired him. Now, I wouldn't be so much on the Eric Dooley, but, you know, to each his own. Right? But though that's one, but at the end of the day, it's the whole department. It's not singularity. That's not how this works, right? Because as the athletic director, you're the overseer of it all. If you want to take the little kudos that you get from one sport and, oh, we did this and, oh, we did that, and I'm taking pictures with the golf team and I'm taking pictures with this and I'm taking. Yeah, that's not how that works. It's not how that works. You're the overseer of it all. Okay, but let's continue. Let's get it. Once again, I told you from the beginning, this is a culmination of everything, right? Now we're going to get into the money. We're going to get to some of the finances, which makes this even more ludicrous that she's still have a job. Once again, bad deals. Only offered Willie $75K. turned down $3 million to renovate the field house, eliminated historic tailgating, which, you already know about that, and got out of the OBC. And let me make this very clear. I want to be very clear. And if anybody knows I'm not lying, please put in the chat. I'm not lying. The 220 Club, I want to be very, and I didn't put this on here, but the 220 Club, when she first got the job, maybe a month or two in, they asked her, would she be trying to do the HBCU League Plus deal that Gaucher had that got stopped by the SWAC office? They asked her. She said, I'm going to look into it. If it's a way to make money, I'm going to check everything out. Ask me if she's reached out. Now, this is the same woman that can't raise money to save her life. This is the same woman that wants to buck the system and go rogue and then come back and beg for money. This is the same woman now. But now, mind you, I'm partnered with HBCU League Pass Plus. I'm cool with the owners. So when I say to you, ask me if she's reached out to see if they could do some type of partnership or sponsorship or anything of those sorts that Courtney Gaucher was in the works of making happen, or if she could get that the Fanatics duel that Gaucher had negotiated for $15 million. Yeah, I didn't stutter. The Fanatics duel that Gaucher and HBCU League Pass Plus had negotiated together to get $15 million for the athletic budget for FAMU. Ask me if she's reached out. Ask me if she's talked to general counsel to see if they are allowed to even partner with said deal. Ask me that. Now, that was with Peak Sports, because if you remember, and this is the owner, if you remember, Peak Sports signed over their rights to HBCU League Pass Plus. They gave HBCU League Pass Plus FAMU's licensing agreements. Why? Because FAMU had already gave it to Peak Sports. So then Peak Sports is like, yo, we don't know what to do with this. So here comes HBCU League Pass Plus. Here comes Courtney Gaucher, says, hey, how about y'all sign this over to League Pass Plus and let them deal with it? That's how you got the NASCAR FAMU car. Anybody remember that? Anybody remember that? I remember it. Because remember, Grambling had a car and FAMU had a car. Y'all remember that? You remember those days? Nah, y'all don't remember those days. Y'all don't remember those days. If I make this make sense, if I'm thinking, I think FAMU, I think Grambling still has a deal with okay. So, and then I can keep going. If anybody remembers, she then said on another 220 quarterback club, she said, I hired a guy named Baron to get marketing and sponsorships and all that. That is his job. The reason I remember his name is because my first name is Abrion. So when I heard Baron, I said, hey, okay, Baron, do your job. Do your job, Baron. Ask me if, did she, I'm asking for a friend, did she bring up any corporate sponsors that Baron might have gotten in? No, I don't think so.
Why the fuck you lying?
I just, because I didn't hear anything about corporate sponsorships. Did y'all? I did hear Vaughn Wilson say that Peak Sports pulled out of FAMU. I did hear that. But let her tell it. They got out of their deal. That's what she said. But that's neither here nor there. Let's because it gets better with time. Let's talk about this OBC deal, right? Now, if anybody remembers the OBC deal, she said, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to misquote. I'm paraphrasing. She said that her goal of pulling out of the OBC was to increase the investing in champions package. If I digress, I think that's what she said. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but I'm paraphrasing. the show that I did, I remember because a lot of you FAMU people called in and said, Scotty, why would we be in the OBC? We're doing too much traveling. We got the SWAC MEAC challenge. Then we got the OBC. Then we got to go to Miami. Then we got to do this. Then we got to do it. I said, that looks like a lot of paydays for me. I mean, I don't, listen, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that, Scotty, we need money in our athletic department, and then on the back end say we traveling too much, right? Because I look at it was 1 year that it lined. It was 1 year. You can't base 3 to 4 years down the line off of 1 year. You guys would have had 1 year where in 3 games you would have been on the road. 1 year. But let you rattlers tell it, oh, Scotty, we need more home games. We need more home games. We need more home games. Those 3 games alone, the only game that was going to outdraw them is homecoming. It was 1 freaking year. 1. The next year, you would have gone back to doing what you do. OBC for a year, 5 home games, 4 away. You would have went back, and if you was winning the way you was winning, SWAC championship at home, back to Atlanta. So y'all got so emotional off of 1 year, because that's what she did. She based your next 3 years of funding off of 1 year of being on the road. Make that make sense. That's not good outlook. So let me explain to you what she gave up. Now, at the time, this lovely lady, Miss Kendra, executive director of the OBC, was paying you $450 with an increase every year. See, I got to give you some history. See, you're not going to get this from Fox News and HBCU Sports. You're not going to get none of this, right? They just give you the overline. Let me show you the math. Let me show you the business behind it, because that's what you're here for. She was going to give you $450,000 with an increase every year. Now, mind you, you had the renewal coming up because you had just got out of your first contract, right? The first 3 games, Jackson. Remember, 2 losses and a win. 2 losses and a win, right? So now you're coming into your contract year. Now, if anybody remembers, see, Stephen Gaither ain't going to tell you this. He ain't going to say this. If anybody remembers, she said she never been paid. She said she had never received money from the OBC, from Kendra. She also said Kendra did not reach out for a contract renewal. Anybody remember that? I do. Don't worry. I got you. She said that. Then they showed the emails of said conversation that Kendra reached out and said, I didn't say that, right? That's crazy. And then on top of it all, she didn't apologize. See, you know what? I listen, man. See, the one thing about me is I'm going to bring it all up. I can't stand ninjas that only focus on one side of the ball, right? Because Stephen Gaither will jump on his Twitter and talk about how, the NAA president never apologized for saying she didn't say thank you. She never apologized for saying, he never apologized for saying no thank you. So make the apology as big as the incident. She never apologized to Kendra for lying on her. Anybody get that? I ain't see that email. I ain't see that public statement. I ain't seen it. And that's to another black woman. Woo! This misogyny getting hot, ain't it? Ooh! This misogyny getting hot. That's to another black woman. You didn't apologize for misspeaking on her name, for lying on her, for saying what she didn't do. You missed the email. Oh shit! You missed the email. So you get grace. So that he don't get grace, but you get grace. Let me be very clear. So the NAA president, he don't get grace, but you get grace. You get grace for missing your spam, your inbox. You missed that. But you don't. Okay. And listen, I'm not making none of this up. This is all. You can go back and look at all this. You can go back and look at it all. All right. Like I said, this is a cornucopia of information, and I'm just here to hand it to you. That's all I'm here to do. I'm just here to feed it to you like a spoon. Anybody who's been watching this channel for the past year and a half knows I ain't lying. Might not like the delivery, but I ain't lying. Oh man, that misogyny, that misogyny is a kicker, ain't it? Damn misogyny. Let me tell you what comes with the package of the OBC. This is crazy. Food, paid for. Travel, paid for. Hotel, paid for. Now, I'm not the smartest kid in the classroom. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But I could have sworn that FAMU has to pay to go to Miami. Might not be a little small stuff, a little bus rides down to Miami, about 6-7 hours, a little bus ride, Don't know. I doubt if they bring in a band. Miami don't care about no band, but I think you got to pay for that. Oh, okay. Now I do know the MeX Swag Challenge. They take care of all that. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like that money goes. It's a thing in the military, right? People ask like, Scotty, why they don't pay y'all a lot? I said, well, if you think about it, they do pay us a lot in the military because we don't have to pay for a lot of stuff. So your money goes further. You don't have to pay for, medical and food and all. You don't got to pay for none of that. So your money goes further. So it's the same situation in here. You might not like that you're not getting $750K, $800,000. But if Kendra said, I will pay you $600,000 and you got to pay for your food, your travel, your hotel, that might come down to about $300,000. Because remember, you're bringing your team and your band. So you gotta make it make sense. Like you gotta understand mathematics, right? If Kendra comes to you and says, "Hey, we'll pay you $600,000," and she will have every right to do this. I swear to God, she has every right to do this. You FAMU people can say whatever the freak you want to say. She will have every right to do this because that's just good business. If you want $600,000 to participate, you got to pay for your travel and your hotel. I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for it. That's fair. I think that's fair. You figure it out. I'll pay you $600K, but you figure it out. I'll pay for the food. That's okay. I got you. But for your team and your band, you figure it out. Let's see if you walk away with the game with $300K. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's not always true. That's not always true, Edwin Moore, because talk to Alabama State when they went to UCLA, they had to pay for travel. That's not always true, my boy. So try that again, Edwin Moore. All right. So just saying. Just saying. So be very mindful of what you're saying when you're just out here saying, "Oh, we should be getting this and we should be getting that," because Kendra could probably give it to you, but first of all, y'all Bammers don't put enough fans in the seats for me to be paying you $600K and take all your expenses. Nah, not doing it. We got to meet somewhere in the middle. Got to meet somewhere in the middle. That's just what it is. All right, let's continue on. And she gave the band an honorarium of $20K on top of taking care of the food, travel, and hotel. That's crazy. That's crazy. Woo, but you know what's even crazier? Oh, y'all gonna love this. Y'all gonna love this. So word on the street is this. Word on the street is that she is trying to convince Ashley Robinson to make this a neutral game. You can't, listen, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot, when I say you cannot make this stuff up, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Why in the blue hell will Ashley Robinson turn this game into a neutral site? That don't make no sense for him. Listen, bruh. Listen. When I say she don't know what she doing, she don't know what she doing. Ashley Robinson already told you, I make a meal at home games. He didn't say playing FAMU. He said, I make a meal at home games. Imagine FAMU in Jackson, Mississippi. You can add another meal on top of that. You can add another meal on top. Why would he make this? Why are you even asking? Why are you even asking? Guys, when I tell you, it don't make no sense how she's moving. It don't make no sense. It's not misogyny. The girl is over her head and she's drowning. She's drowning. But y'all continue. Listen, I'm putting all the pieces together to make it make sense of to why she is not qualified. She was never qualified to be the AD at FAMU, Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University. She wasn't qualified. But you would throw out every other excuse other than seeing what it is right in front of you and saying, how in the blue hell did we get here? And you know how we got here? Because Larry Robinson's nose swiping ass decided to go left and picked Tiffany-dawn Sykes, who was never in the final interview process, didn't even make the second cut. Come on, man. I don't, when I tell you it doesn't make sense, it just does not make sense. And the thing that people want to throw out is saying all these things about, listen, at the end of the day, everybody gets critiqued over their job. I'm so sick and tired of it. There is a difference between a black person trying to bring a black person down and constructive criticisms or a critique of you being in a public office or a position. We have to stop using these mantras as, oh, it's black on black. Everybody, black on, crabs in the barrels, a crab in the bucket mentality. If you isolate the incident and then you can show points and reason of why this person should be critiqued, that black on black or crab in the barrel mentality has to now be thrown out the window. Because the person is bringing facts and evidence to show you why this person should not be in said position. Crab in a barrel mentality is you see success, but you keep bringing up what they did in the past. But you keep bringing up that they're unqualified. Show me success. Show me something that Tiffany-dawn Sykes had a direct impact on that was successful. Show me that. Show me. Tell me something that she had a direct impact on. It ain't the LeBron deal. It ain't the scoreboard. It ain't the renovation of the stadium. It ain't the investment in champions. All she did was bump the price up. It wasn't game day operations. What are we talking about? It ain't the basketball hire. Not yet. That might pan out down the line, but right now, no. When you could have had Dawn Thornton, we'll let that go. The bowling coach, that ain't a good hire because she clearly just got rid of the whole team. Somebody make it make sense to me. Somebody make it make sense to me. Now, I'm gonna be very clear. Y'all ninjas need to be on the phone. Y'all need to be begging Kendra to get back into this game. You better hope that she lets you back in the game before the ink gets dried and the pens are signed. Because you just gave up, what, $1.5 million over 3 years? But this is you on the call?
And two is as far as fundraising, what's the fundraising status of athletics? What has been fundraised to support the program?
Come on.
So currently, I think I mentioned before that we have separated from our media rights agreement with our previous partner, Learfield. We have been in interviews with them.
All right, let me tell y'all this. Learfield, I dare y'all to go look up Learfield right now. Take a break, step outside, go look up Learfield. Type in Google Learfield clients, right? Look up Learfield clients. And what I want y'all to see if you see any HBCU institution on Learfield's clients. Continue.
To bring them to the table, I think they will increase our ability to get into not just individual fundraising spaces, but corporate spaces to support us financially. I shared with, I believe, President Robinson and COO Palm that when we look at some of the high-performing athletics departments in the country, the alumni contributions are 20 to 30% of the overall budget for athletics. So it is not uncommon to receive this type of support through the alumni associations, development offices, and foundations offices.
They not giving you no money.
To the tune of 20 and 30% of the overall operating budget.
Now, let me ask y'all this. If you did your research, she probably did it in a couple of days, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I say you did it weeks and months ago. If you understood that 20 to 30% of your budget comes from alumni giving, why would you deliberately go against what the alums and DSOs are asking for in the head coach? I want y'all to understand, right? I want y'all to think about this. If you ran a business, right, and 30% of the income for your business came from a certain constituent. Now, mind you, the rest of it, some of that FAMU is government funding and all that type of stuff. So be very mindful, right, of how you're getting your money. But 20 to 30% of your funding budget comes from alumni giving, DSOs giving. Why would you go completely against the fan base to do what you want and then turn around and say, hey, can I get some money? Does that make any sense? Like, you're going to sit back and say, hey, I don't care about what you guys want. And then in the same breath, can you guys give me money so I can negotiate a better contract for our new head coach that y'all don't want?
Ours sits at right around $13 million.
Okay, because but I've been doing some research also, and my understanding that typically
talk your shit, Lisa.
And I mean, very successful athletic programs, the foundation is not the I wouldn't say supporter, but funder of the organization. It's usually a much more sustainable and somewhat independent, but again, depending on the university. And so, I understand we're in a different situation right now, and a lot is needed. But I think we still need to figure out how are we going to eventually pivot from how it's being done, and understanding that whenever there's a crisis, that there's always going to the foundation and using those resources to be able to fund. We really, as a university, have to develop a sustainable model that's going to be beneficial to the university, the students, and the program, the success of the program. And that's what I would really like to see, in addition to, the immediate now of what we're doing, but really some strategic long-term planning. That's
Essentially, what she's saying is this: your job is to fundraise, boo-boo. Why aren't you fundraising? You hired a guy, Baron, to get direct sponsorships and corporate sponsorships. What are you paying him for? What is his salary? Because that could go back into the budget, because he ain't doing his job. Lisa, in the most polite, respectable way, is saying, hey, we are not your crutch. We will not be your bank. Your job tells you to get your ass out there and fundraise. Start fundraising. Continue on, Lisa.
going to be beneficial.
Hey, Lisa going on my Christmas
Thank
list.
you, Chair LeBeau. I will tell you this year, we have previously we streamed games online for free. We have put the games that we're able to stream behind a paywall.
Let me break this down, because I'm a slow roll this. Let me explain to you that Rattler Plus, and let me be very clear to all you FAMU, I love it. Okay, I love the premise of it, right? I love the premise of Rattler Plus, but your games going behind that is not going to make you any money. Not the money you think you should be making off of it, right? You might have, and I'll be super generous to say you might have 200 to 300 people subscribed at $9.99, whatever. That is not life-changing money for an athletic program. That's to keep the lights on. That's probably to run the program, right? It ain't happening. So let me just that's me being generous. I'm being generous when I'm saying 200 to 300 people. Being generous, right? Rattler Plus is supposed to be, let me just explain to you. Rattler Plus is supposed to be like behind the scenes with coaches and player interviews and coaches interviews and, locker room stuff and, goofy stuff and funny stuff and all that. It cannot last you to where you think it's going to chip into your deficit. Ain't gonna happen. So her bringing this up, when I tell you she's grasping at straws, she is grasping at straws. Let me explain to you this. Let me say this. Grambling was getting paid $30,000 for double headers for basketball per game. I'm going to say that again. HBCU League Pass Plus was paying Grambling $30,000 per game. Do you think you made $30,000 off Rattler Plus in a month? Don't worry, I'll wait. Continue.
To generate revenue there.
Come on.
At all of our games, we made thousands of dollars on 50-50 raffles.
She made thousands of dollars off 50-50 raffles. Now, you can get this information from the Rattler Blog Nation. They did the research. They said the claim was technically correct. However, the total raised by FAMU Athletics on the 50-50 raffle this past year was $5,000. After winning payouts, the athletics cut was $2,500. That's what you got. That's what you got. $2,500. Once again, It's misogyny. It's misogyny. It's black on black crime. It's we want to see a black woman fail. That's what it is. Y'all didn't know that? That's what it is. You didn't know that she was putting on with these raffle tickets? She was putting on 5 G's. She was putting on them new socks, raffle tickets. Them new helmets, raffle tickets. That new scoreboard, raffle tickets. That new locker room, that new field house y'all looking for, raffle tickets. Raffle tickets changing the world, Craig. Raffle tickets. Raffle tickets. You know, we get let's talk about these raffle tickets. That new stadium y'all trying to raffle tickets. That new tailgating spot, raffle tickets. That new suite that FEMA trailer that y'all got in that press box, raffle tickets. The new footballs that y'all, raffle tickets. I mean, I'm just telling you how y'all funding y'all athletic program. Because what Tiffany said is, I don't need DSOs. I got raffle tickets. I don't need alumni giving. I got raffle tickets. Foundation. I got raffle tickets. Sean Gibbs want a pay raise. Raffle tickets. That's what we at with raffle tickets. How we paying bonuses? Thousands of dollars. We fly high, no lie, and you know it's raffle tickets. Stop playing me. It's misogyny. We not even calling them raffle tickets no more. They rattler tickets. Oh! That, you know, when, listen, I heard, I'm not going to say that, but I bet, you know, in her presentation to the 18 committee, they said, Tiffany, our last AD, you know, he fundraised really well. You know, he did his thing. He went around, you know, probably brought in more than $5 million worth of sponsorship money. And how do you plan on, you know, fundraising for FAMU University? Well, thank you all for allowing me here to do my presentation. You know, my time at Dartmouth and my time at Grambling, you know, what I've come to realize is I think the best way that we can go about bringing in money for Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, the highest of 7 Hills, raffle tickets. And not just any raffle tickets. Oh, no. Not just any raffle tickets, committee. 50-50 raffle tickets. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Hey, how it can grow. We can expand it. Listen. We can have rattler tickets for softball. We can have hit a home run rattlers tickets. Yeah. We could have strike rattler tickets. I mean, hey, we can across the diaspora. We can have raffle tickets galore. And I'm talking about thousands of dollars coming in. Yeah. Telethon raffle, basketball raffle, band raffle, huh? Come out with the guys with the twirling jackets. You know what I'm saying? We can have a raffle for you to be a drum major at FAMU.
I know you ain't gonna let somebody come and pump you, huh? Stand in front you, huh? Straight up run you, huh?
You ain't gonna let that happen. You ain't gonna let that happen. You ain't gonna let that happen.
To also be creative in generating revenue, we have added inventory for sale, for lack of a better term, on things that people can purchase to advertise their respective businesses. We recently rolled out naming rights opportunities. As you know, we went on the road and did a strike tour as far west as Houston, as far east as Jacksonville.
Let me explain this strike tour. Listen, guys, you got to understand, a lot of this stuff you can't just say and think people don't understand what you're saying, right? And if you look at Lisa's face, she just over there like a grandma sitting on the couch, like watching her children play, like, bless her heart. She don't know what she's doing, right? The strike tour is a fundraising effort to where people go to, different cities, Detroit, Atlanta, and things like that. What you have to understand is not only do they love FAMU, they also have to like you. And the thing about Black people and the thing about most people is people talk, right? So you think you're going to show up in Atlanta and people who have a problem with you at Tallahassee or people who have a problem with you in Atlanta ain't going to tell their members in Detroit, or ain't going to talk to their members in Texas, or ain't going to talk to their members in Maryland or wherever you decide to do this strike tour at, that, hey, listen, the NAA don't like you. That's the National Alumni Association. They don't like you. So you don't think that they're disseminating like, hey, do not give her money. We're not giving her money because she doesn't respect our opinion. She doesn't respect our money. She doesn't respect our dollars. Shout out to Miss Sykes for the jacket. She hooked me up. That's why I keep rocking it on the FAMU stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Sykes, right? So that's how people talk and communicate. So yes, you're right. You can go on a strike tour, but they're going to strike your ass and not giving you no money. It's going to be a strike of them not paying you because they don't like you. And you don't like them. So why would I go? Come on, man. This don't make no sense. You think that you going to go out on a strike tour and people just going to give you money hand over fist when they don't like you? You think that investment in champion shit going to be working when people don't like you? When they see your face and they got to give money to you and take pictures with you, knowing that you are making it hard for the football team to get a coach? Stop playing. So you think alums, now don't get me wrong, some people like Miss Sykes, she loves FAMU more than you, okay? Some people love FAMU more than you, Tiffany. So they'll allow you to come in their home and still do the fundraising and stuff like that. But them other ninjas who don't like FAMU more than you, they're going to be like, I'm not going to give athletics a dime until you gone because I don't like you. I don't like yous. I don't like your look. I don't like nothing about you. Now, you can take that misogyny as you want, but people got to like you to give you money. That's just the nature of the beast when you're working in a customer service-based business. And let me also preference this. The thing about Rattler Nation, I'm going to keep saying it. True Rattler Nation, if you wanted to see what it could possibly look like at the pinnacle, look at the last strike tour that Gaucher went on and how much money he was able to raise on that strike tour, because people saw the progression, people saw what he was doing, people saw the evolution of the program, the facilities, and where their money was going. That's why people did not have a problem with giving to Gaucher. So if you think it's misogyny, if you think it's because that, I'm telling you, Rattler Nation will give like no one else. They will give like no one else. When they see what they're giving is being used in the proper manner and their voices are being heard, they will have no problem with giving to you. None whatsoever. But you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to see the difference of what a Rattler Nation looks like when they don't fuck with you. And we know as Black people, when we don't fuck with you, we don't fuck with you. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this one last thing. And I'm going to open the call lines up for a little bit. 518-263-8124. 518-263-8124. What I'm going to say is this. At the end of the day, what you do fundraising wise at the institution is probably going to be your downfall. If you don't raise no money, it's going to be your downfall. And let me just say this. If you think Rattler Nation is something to play with, look at how much money they raised for Willie Simmons in 48 hours. That was 48 hours. So if I'm a president, Larry Robinson, and I'm looking at how quickly my fan base galvanized behind said individual to keep said individual with raising over $200,000 through NAA and DSOs, not including what boosters and all of them were going to give. In 48 hours, FAMU raised over $500,000 in funding for Willie Simmons. You can't get $500,000 over a strike tour? Something is wrong. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm just going to tell you that right now, because it's not looking too good for you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
Last but not least, I'm going to end my show with this. You've seen it all. You've heard it all. I've told you it all. And understand, she still has an $800K deficit in the budget. And this was as of November, in the month of November. Understand, the financial year does not end until it doesn't end until June 30th. So she's already at an $800K deficit. The fiscal year does not end until June 30th. You telling me this isn't going to grow by June 30th? When last year, Gaucher had the budget, that's fine. Okay, I'll give you $1 million. You close it. But that's half the year. You still got another half the year to plan for. And if you listen to the committee, she talks about the expenses going up for softball, about how they used to do double headers in 2 days. Now they got double headers in 3 days. So if you, and this was in November, the $800K deficit was in November. Let's not add the committee cost of hiring a searching firm, right? Negotiating a contract. Like, you might get a coach. It's a lot in there. It's a lot in there, right? So I'm just telling you what I'm saying. That budget better be balanced. That budget better be balanced by June 30th. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So you better go out there. You and Baran better go out there and hit them streets. You and Baran better go out and hit them streets, hit that pavement real hard to get that money. Let me say this, and I'm gonna end it with this. Vaughn was on ONG Strike Zone, and he talked about how Angela Suggs. You don't know who Angela Suggs is, do you? Okay, let me rewind this. Angela Suggs, one of the top candidates left. She had been used to packaging FAMU together because of them being on the radio station. Vaughn Wilson said all this on ONG Strike Zone. He talked about how FAMU's games were broadcasted on the #1 station in Tallahassee, and Angela Suggs would package it together and put commercials and advertisers on that so they could make money from that. Shout out to Angela Suggs, top candidate for AD who didn't get the job. And now when they partner with Peak Sports pushed them out of the radio game, right? And then Peak Sports on the turnaround wasn't really able to capitalize on FAMU's brand like they thought they were going to be able to. That's why they had to partner with HBCU League Pass Plus to make sure they knew what they were doing to get some type of, it's pretty much saying, hey, we don't know what to do with this here. Y'all use it, right? Give us a percentage off what y'all use and we'll kick back to the school or whatever. So that's where you're at. So what I'm saying to you is this. When I'm telling you that there were other qualified individuals that understood how FAMU athletics worked, understood the market of Tallahassee, understood how Tallahassee and FAMU work together to be great or to get better, there were. So when I keep saying, please stop listening to the narratives of misogyny and bringing a black woman down and not wanting to support, it's not any of that. It's hard to support somebody who at every turn is telling you they don't need you. At every turn is not communicating with staffers and administration to put it all on. Listen, when I tell you my sources run deep, they do. The OBC hasn't even announced that the two teams are what they are, and I already knew. So when I tell you my sources are legit, they're legit. And I've had sources on administrations at FAMU that said, Scotty, nobody likes that woman. Nobody wants to help her out because of how she treats people. And I'm going to say this because a lot of people like to do this. And at 7831, I'm coming to you next. I say this. A lot of people will say this, well, Scotty, we should be looking at the betterment of HBCUs and we should be trying to big up our HBCU. Shut up. You got people at your job right now that you don't talk to, don't get along, that you wait to the last minute to give them information, or you be like, hey, if they don't come ask me, I don't care. That's not my problem. If they don't come, that's a workplace. You can call it toxic. You can say whatever you want. It's a natural workplace. And FAMU is still a workplace, right? So stop looking at it as like everybody, we should all be a black love community at it. No, it's still a workplace. It's still ninjas that I deal with that I don't like. There's still people that think they better than everybody else. And it's still a workplace area. So all those workplace politics come into place at an HBCU, even more with black people. So when you don't understand that you have to rub elbows and say hi to people and be gracious, and you got to understand how that game is played. And when you don't play the game, stuff like that happens. 7831 coming to you.
Hey, Scotty.
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Dr. Strike from Orlando, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you're right on. And what we don't seem to understand, some of us, is that, hey, you need to be able to tie into that Rattler network to get the most, bang for your buck.
Yes, sir.
And when you want my money, but you don't want to listen to anything I have to say, then, why should I be sending you my money? All right? Listen, I recall when FAMU, for instance, I look at this thing about her hiring, the female basketball coach. Well, she felt that she was in her right to be able to do that without a search committee to recommend the whole 9 yards. Scotty, I remember when if you did not get to a women's basketball game early, you didn't get in, to see the game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's not what's happening now, but that was when we were beating Florida State, Florida, the University of Central Florida, Stetson, and so many other schools. We took it for granted. But I recall that coach didn't have $1,000 to recruit with. But you know what? He wound up getting 6 all-staters because he was able to network with people who could help him. We don't want to do that. All right? And hey, we need to make some changes, man.
I agree. Dr. Strike, man. Appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Listen, I think Dr. Strike has a very good point. Is that at the end of the day, you have to understand that this is still a customer service based business, and you need to do right by your constituents. And the biggest factor that you're going to see is that when stuff hits the fan and you spit in their face and you tell them you don't need them, you tell them you don't care about their opinions, and what they say is what you do. Because I hear a lot about her being arrogant. I hear a lot about her. She don't want to take advice and she thinks she knows everything. This is just things that I've heard allegedly, right? Well, then allegedly, you're not going to be able to raise the 20 or 30% of your budget through alums, because their voice is going to be heard through their pocketbook. Because you think you big and bad, I'll show you big and bad. When you come begging for money and you come asking for me for money in my alums and my fan bases and the people, because what's going to happen is people going to show you better than they can tell you. People going to show you, oh, you think you got power? Let me show you what real power looks like. Let me show you how I can galvanize 200, 300, 400 people against you. Let me show you how I can galvanize 5, 10 of big money donors. Big money donors against you, right? Let me show you how I can get on that strike tour and talk to my classmates and talk to the big wigs if possible and tell them why they shouldn't give to you. I'm telling you, don't try people. Don't try people. Very simple. Bridges, coming to you.
Hey, Scotty, what's up, man?
What's up, B? Talk to me.
So, let me ask you a question. With that contract with the Orange Blossom Classic, technically, we were, say we were supposed to gain money with that contract, because you're basically saying that we make less at our home stadium and we make more in Miami. Am I right?
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Cool,
so,
cool,
but
cool,
the thing about it is you can't, your big games, your Southerns, your Jacksons, your Homecomings, like the big games, the Alabama State game, like those games, you're gonna make a pretty penny, right? But you also got to understand about the Valleys, you know what I'm saying? Like the A&Ms, like those games ain't gonna blow. So the OBC is to cover those bad games, right? When you might make 100,000 or whatever, right? So, but to me, how I would have looked at it is this would have been the year of straight income. Think about all the money you would have made. NEAC and SWAC Challenge, OBC, Miami, Homecoming, Florida Classic. You're talking about in a season, you probably could have brought in about $6 or $7 million. Now I'm overhyping it. Probably like $4 or $5 million, right? In that season alone, like net, like revenue income. But she was so, and on top of that, you could also do investment in champions. You could also do that. So I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I hate that 1 year of traveling puts you behind the 8 ball for the next 2 to 3 years. That's just, to me, that's not great. That's just not smart.
Yeah. So, and another thing is this, Scotty, like a lot of FAMU people ain't gonna give money even though they love FAMU. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I gave when Courtney Gaucher was in office, and I hardly had money to give. I'm over here penny pitching. I'll be like, bro, I said F it. I'm about to get a Cole Wilson and Gaucher. You know, I gotta give a little bit now. Man, he said I'm about to get it. This lady, I don't know where the money goes. She might buy a makeup kit with my money for all we know.
She might buy some tickets. She might buy some raffle tickets.
Shoot, that too, goddamn 50-50. I can write that off on tax.
It's the nature of the beast, man.
But yeah, man, be good, man. Peace out.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call, B. Dr. Strike, coming back to you.
And, you know, more than 10 years ago, I wrote a letter to the FAMU trustees, you know, and I encouraged them to reestablish the Orange Blossom Classic. You know, when you got schools, 2 high schools in Miami who could pull 52,000 persons to a Soul Bowl, you know, hey, and we had a school of business, one of the best schools in the country, and we couldn't come up with something similar. You know, we should have reestablished the Orange Blossom Classic years ago, and if nothing else, use that as the catalyst for a national championship game, if nothing else. You know, like you said, hey, you know, we would pull in, and we're pulling in enough folk that we could have done that very easily, but we failed to seize the opportunity, and so that is one of the reasons why we're where we are right now.
I appreciate the insight, Dr. Strike. Appreciate the call. Let me say this. And somebody help me. I'm just throwing this out there. What if the OBC had 2 high schools play? Like if you bought a ticket to the OBC, you're able to go to the high school game and the OBC, right? Like you had a double header inside of the stadium, right? So the high school kids, the 2 perennial Miami schools that you want play in at maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and then FAMU and whoever they go against play the later game. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like a 5 o'clock game, 5 to 8 or something like that on a Saturday. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I think that would involve a lot of the community. I think that would be a dope aspect as well, to be able to buy the OBC and you go catch a double header at the stadium, and because you pretty much got it rented anyway. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. Maybe it would have worked, maybe not. Who knows? Just something to think about, because I look at it like this. You could do that. Won't allow it serves as a major recruiting violation. Won't there cut to other Florida High School Association. All right, well, you know, just a little, maybe D2, maybe a D2 game. What about, well, stay with me now. What about a D2 game, right? What about a D2 game? What about Edward Waters and against a D2 team, you know what I'm saying, in doing a double header for that type of team or something like that? You know, again, you never know. Just never know. A double header. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, 2 D2 teams, you know what I'm saying? You know, maybe possibly you can do there. So, you know, if you buy the OBC ticket for FAMU, you good to go to both games, something like that. My thing is this. At the end of the day, that's it for me. All right, there you go. Edward Waters and Florida Memorial. And then have the high school bands come out and do their thing, right? Just make it a whole Miami thing. Just make it a whole Florida Miami thing, right? Just do it like that. Have the bands come out, do all the band stuff that they do, high school bands, all type of stuff. Just make it a whole spectacle. I think it'll be great. I think it's called the Big Cat Classic. You know what I'm saying? Move the Big Cat Classic to the OBC. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So that'd be dope. Last thing. This is the last time until something real big happens. But this is the last time I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is the last time I'm going to do it because to me, I'm tired of seeing higher education institutions do stupid stuff. Like it sickens me. It really does. Like just dumb stuff. Just dumb stuff. Right? And it's not just FAMU, right? Because I've done this with PV when it comes to their volleyball coach. You know, PV, I think their soccer coach left the team behind and just all type of stuff, man. Just all type of dumb stuff. And people in those sports get overlooked and undervalued. The bowling team shouldn't be treated the way they're being treated. The football team shouldn't be treated the way they're being treated, about their voice not being heard and things like that. Once again, I'm going to keep saying to you, at the end of the day, I'm always going to be on the student athlete side because of the simple fact is they don't have the voice unless they go to social media. And then you'll have alums bashing them of why they're exposing their school and why, well, the school isn't doing right, like the North Carolina A&T situation. Shout out to North Carolina A&T because they fixed that shit in a heartbeat, right? It was like last night, everybody going home. First thing I hear today is that all the heat and everything is fixed. That's doing your due diligence. Could they have handled it a little bit better? Absolutely. But you fix the issue as quickly as possible. And hopefully they came out with a public statement saying they're sorry or whatever, whoop-de-whoop, right? But everybody should understand that no institution is perfect, but every institution should go above and beyond to making sure that their students feel heard and that their requests or their grievances are being heard and being administrated to, right? Howard students should not have had to do a week protest to not have mold in their dorm rooms. We're talking about Howard. I'm paying you $40,000. I should not have mold in my room. Bethune-Cookman, you're a private institution. I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to have Roland Martin come down to talk about mold being in the helmets and not having a locker room and it's just dumb stuff like this. It shouldn't take all of that. It should not. And you all should not want to see student athletes. It should not take me jumping on my platform for you guys to hear about the bowling team having all their scholarships revoked because a girl wanted to be a student first before an athlete. Really? Really? That's why she got her scholarship? That's why she got kicked off the team, because she put student first before athlete? That lady should be fired. That bowling coach should be fired. Like, I'm sorry. If she got no experience, you got her for cheap, she should be fired. Period. Because your first job is taking care of the students. And the girl wanted to be a student first. Come on, man. All those girls, they should personally call every girl off that bowling team, and each girl should have their scholarship If Tiffany is the AD she thinks she is, and she isn't on the misogyny as everybody calling her, she should call each one of those girls, and each one of their scholarships should be honored and reestablished. Period. Period. And the fact that she wrote the letters to the AD and she scheduled the meeting and canceled it, if that's not cause, I don't know what is. If I had the $50,000, I would pay FAMU to get rid of Tiffany Sykes. I would give you the money. I would pay her to walk away. That's how frustrated I am. FAMU people, it's $50,000 to break her contract. Southern is paying Dooley $300,000 just to go away. Just to go away. If you can raise $500,000 for a football coach, you telling me you can't raise $100,000 to $200,000 just to tell Tiffany-dawn Sykes to go away? Just to go away. We don't want you. We want Angela Suggs. We want Marvin. We want whoever we want. I will raise the $100,000 just to get you to go away. Come on, man. That's what a buyout really is. That's what a buyout really is. I feel like we playing Monopoly right here. Dude, just pay the $50 and get out of jail. FAMU alum. Just pay the $50K and get her out of there. Period. Should be out here. Buy out, buy out, buy out, buy. Give her the money to just go away. Just go away. Cool. But, okay, man, let me say this. Let me say this. Right? If you keep her on staff, it's like getting a divorce and your wife still lives with you.
Oh, goddamn.
How awkward is that? How awkward is that? You get a divorce officially, like y'all not together. And you bringing girls in the house, you dating, you going out on dates. She right there in the house watching all this. You courting new ADs. You telling them what they gonna give you. And now she has to answer to her new boss. You think that's gonna go well? You think that's gonna go well? You think a black woman who was fired as the AD to go away is going to take a job as the director of compliance and then answer to her new boss who she was just fired? Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Rocky, coming to you.
You mean this whole nightmare can be over for 50 grand?
50 grand.
Bro, the FAMU alumni, FAMU Nation, Rattler Nation, or whatever, y'all mean y'all could have y'all championship team back in place for 50 grand? Come on, man. Y'all, they should have been on that. If that's all it takes to send her away, if it took her, I'll just say, put it like that. Let's make it open-ended right now. What would y'all be willing to pay her just to go away? And where y'all can be what y'all were on January 1st. What is that actually worth to the FAMU family? I'm sure they would pay more than $50,000 at this point to go back 2 weeks or almost 3 weeks now. It's just, like this is, I ain't for putting people on the street and firing people, right? But this lady ain't no good for y'all, bro.
Hey, Rocky.
This lady go ahead.
I'm about to bring up her contract, so go ahead, keep talking. Yeah,
Yeah, this lady ain't no. Yeah, I can do that.
Go ahead.
This lady ain't no good for y'all. She's sabotaging y'all, just not next season. She's sabotaging future seasons by having players who have multiple years left in the program. They may end up going other places playing against FAMU. How would y'all feel then about this lady? If some of y'all, one of the 7 all-conference players ends up playing at Alabama State or Alabama A&M or Grambling or even Southern, all because y'all didn't want to pony up the 50 grand and get rid of her. That would be terrible, man. That would be a travesty. I was at FAMU at the SWAC championship. There was camaraderie there. There was togetherness. Even in the rain, they was willing to risk getting struck by lightning to be there and celebrate all together as they were winning the SWAC championship. Me being from outside the HBU space, I had no idea what that really meant to them until I saw the looks on those people's faces to see what it meant to Mr. Campbell and Dr. Laurie and all those people who had been waiting 30 years for that moment. And now it's about to be a situation where y'all are at the pinnacle of the sport, the pinnacle. There's no higher place y'all can go than win football-wise than winning the SWAC championship, winning the Celebration Bowl, and then being at the pinnacle. And y'all gonna let one lady single-handedly dismantle what was a championship legacy that y'all were gonna conceivably have for the next 5-10 years, in my opinion.
All right, so let me read this. So it says, Section 3, volunteer termination by Sykes without cause. In event this agreement is terminated by Sykes without cause while Sykes is serving as the VP, her employment with the university shall cease and shall pay to the university $50K to terminate during the first year. Oh, I think she has to pay. She shall pay. Let me go up here. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let me look up here. Termination by university without cause. Notwithstanding Section 3 of this agreement, the university may terminate this agreement at any time without cause by providing with up to 20 weeks written notice of such termination. If at the time of the university desires to terminate with cause, there is less than 20 weeks remaining, the required notice will be reduced to the period of term. Cease effective date entitled. Okay. Sykes shall be entitled to compensation only for the period of time employed prior to the date of termination. During the notice period, Sykes may be assigned to another position for which she is qualified to perform. Notwithstanding any other provision of this agreement, during the notice period, Sykes' compensation shall be fixed at her annual basis in effect on the date of notice of termination. Delivered. No further compensation, but this is without cause. Notwithstanding any, I don't see a buyout. So somebody got to make this make sense to me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I misspoke. If she terminates, she has to pay the university $50K. Yeah, that's if she quits.
Well, I'll waive the if she's fed up now and she wants to leave, they should waive the $50K.
Yeah.
They should let her walk. You know, it sounds like if there's less than 21, because you read something, she has 20-something weeks left on her contract or whatever, they have to compensate her for the 20 weeks, which is basically seems like whatever's left in the term of her salary for that particular year. Is that correct?
Yeah. So
go back to the weeks when.
So she gets paid $250,000, $215,000. That's her salary, and she gets a bonus. She got a $15,000 bonus when she signed, and then she gets a $10,000 bonus every year she stays with FAMU.
And what's the term on that contract?
3 years.
Oh yeah. You know, like I say, you know, she's doing it. What she's doing now is irreparable harm to the program, and alumni actually probably could file a lawsuit against her because of the irreparable harm that's being done to the athletic program, right? Because she's not living up to her obligation to the school nor the athletic department. You know, the alumni probably could sue her if they wanted to, but I'm just saying because she's made decisions that undermine the program, like with everything you've named today, Scotty, right? Which are just decisions. These aren't things that happen to FAMU. These are just decisions that she's made.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like things are happening to FAMU. These are decisions that she's made and the fallout from her decisions. This is utter incompetence. And I don't know why. What's the guy's name? The president, Larry Robinson.
Yeah.
He has enough right here. He has enough with what you just put forth to fire her for cause, in my opinion.
Yeah, well,
if he chose to.
He ain't gonna get it down like that. He ain't gonna get down, you know, because that would make him look bad because he went and left to hire her.
But you know, at some point, he got to protect his reputation, and he has to protect his status with the alumni as well, right? At what point does he allow this lady to drag him in the mud with her? Because she's doing it.
But the way FAMU people talk about Larry Robinson, he's untouchable. He's like a made man at FAMU, dog. I'm telling you. So he don't care.
He can't be a made man if he's not willing to care about what's important to the people of FAMU.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't give two shits. If we're able to, she just got done her year one, so she got 2 years left. That's pretty much $500,000. I would raise $500,000 so fast, bro, and get rid of her. Like for real. Like I'm just like, no, like we good, we Gucci. Like we'll raise. You want to see FAMU? You want to see what raffle tickets really get you? We'll show you. Have a 50-50 raffle tickets of people
to get rid of her.
To get rid of her. See how quickly she raised $500,000.
Hey, but I also, would y'all raise the 50 just to pay her buyout to the school? Yeah, to let her go? Yeah. Well, you know, here's the crazy thing. She has to pay the school $50,000 to just walk away. At this point, I think the school would be okay with her just walking away and making this go away. Because this is nothing other than sabotage, man. This is how to undermine or how to destroy a program in 30 days. That's what this is, bro.
Absolutely,
that's all this is.
Hey, appreciate the call,
all right, then, brother.
Well, now y'all saw the contract. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can screenshot, do whatever you do. You know, Yard Talk probably gonna take it and put it on her Twitter or whatever. But yeah, man, I'll fire that lady so quick and just keep it pushing. Listen, I'll buy a ticket. I'll buy a raffle ticket for that. I would absolutely buy a raffle ticket for that. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, man, y'all got to deal with her. That's on y'all. That's on your boy, Larry Robinson. Too bad. So sad. That's what happens when you let somebody go left and then you don't want to hold your president accountable for the dumb stuff that he does as well. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holla. God bless. Big money, people. Better talk to your boy, Larry. That's all I'm going to say.